And now, an announcement from the city of xan'moxie. Hey there, friends. Instead of your usual silly fake advertisement this week, how about a real one? We are so excited to announce that we are doing a live show on December 9th at the Giant Dwarf Theatre in Sydney. That's right, a fun, standalone Dungeons & Drag Quiz adventure starring all of your D&DQ faves, as well as our super exciting special guest, Jordan Raskopoulos. Tickets are on sale now at giantdwarf.com.au/events/DNDQAU. And for all of our international and interstate friends, the show will be live streamed on the night, with live stream tickets available online as well. We're so excited to be doing a show on stage again, and we hope that we can see you there, whether physically or digitally. Again, tickets are available at giantdwarf.com.au/events/DNDQAU.
And now for our regular scheduled programming. Let's see what's happening in the magical metropolis of xan'moxie in this thrilling installment of Dungeons and Drag Quiz.
And as Lilya Mortress has just restored Cleo's soul, you've all had a level up, you've gotten some nifty new toys, but there's no time for that because it's time to go to war. How does Cleo feel now that you have your soul back? What does it feel like? What do you think it feels like?
I think it feels like, do you know when like you're walking up steps and then you think there's an extra step and there's not, and your body does that like, oh,
The lurch thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that feeling when she steps next on her left foot. Even though her left foot has always been there in the physical form, now it feels like it's there.
Right.
Or is it like, you know, when you're going up an escalator that's like stopped and you have to walk,
Oh, and your body's
Oh.
you
like...
get that like weird feeling of
motion.
like,
Yeah.
It's not vertigo.
no, it's just like your brain playing some sort of trick on you because it knows that this would normally move.
Yeah.
Isn't that a weird thing?
Yeah.
It's like getting off a trampoline and trying to jump.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
It feels like you've had your powers drained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like walking after taking ice skates off after several hours of ice skating.
Yes, like
Why can't I glide?
this is less efficient.
This is the B-side to Alanis Morissette's Ironic.
Except it's like way better and probably more.
But yeah, so that's how Cleo feels right now.
Yeah.
Right.
None of those things, because you feel those awkward feelings are gone. You feel like yourself again. You feel powerful.
But it's like in a cafe when you don't notice music turn off,
Yeah.
and then you notice it when it comes back on again. It's like I didn't realize that's how I felt, but now I know how it doesn't feel. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Is this feels like a therapy session almost.
She's now a really nice person.
And it feels so, well, we'll see. It feels so good that Everett leveled up. As you are standing
Level
before Lilya Mortress atop her bone throne, where she was standing, and she re-ensouled you.
Nice.
Yeah.
It is done.
Thank you. You put my left foot in.
Please don't.
Pray that I don't take your right foot out.
Oh, she's so cool.
Thank you for this.
I presume you will be at full fighting capacity now.
Yes, I will stomp on them. No, I won't. I am more efficient with casting spells, but you get the gist.
Yes, I have to make preparations. Prepare yourselves. We shall attack Repaira soon.
Very good.
Do you have a coffee machine?
Speak to one of my servants. Or do I look like an intern?
I just turn my head to the abomination.
Yeah, we
Eugene.
all look at Eugene.
I guess I could figure that out. I'm sure there's a coffee machine somewhere.
I take mine long black.
Yes, Cleo.
And remind me what the abomination looks like. It's a giant dog-ish creature? No?
Yes, so Eugene, now ensouled into his new undead body, is in a gigantic, like a large ogre zombie almost.
Oh, right.
But very
Okay.
Frankenstein-esque, stitched together with parts from lots of different monsters. He's got 4 arms. He stands 10, maybe 12 feet tall, quite thick and wide. And Liz Turner is now also just sitting on his left shoulder.
Oh, cute. All right. Very good.
As the now undead Eugene begins stomping around looking for stuff. You see Lilya Mortress's forces begin to assemble in the hall. Skeleton warriors and undead soldiers all forming into ranks and formations, all in this hall. And you see as well your friends and allies, Snapdragon, Flapdragon, Lady Madame Dubois, and Callisto also making preparations.
If you guys would like, I'd like to walk over to them and have a chat.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Cool.
I'm still waiting on my coffee anyway.
Okay, great. Lady Madam, Callisto, Snapdragon, Flapdragon.
They all turn to you. Callisto is using their spectral hands that they summon to fit themselves and their friends with various armor and weaponry that is just lying around in boxes. Lady Madame Dubois is fitted in beautiful, intimidating skull armor. She's still got her pink fakini atop it, over everything else, and she's holding her big hammer. Flapdragon and Snapdragon seem to be tinkering with something. They all turn to you as you approach. And
How do you feel about going back in the belly of the beast?
well, I mean, it's not what I expected, but we got help this time.
A substantial amount.
Yes, but see, our chances of survival might be slightly better. But I suppose if we die, then we don't have to serve this Lilya Mortress for the rest of eternity.
That's the blue sky thinking I've come to know you for, Callisto.
It seems quite depressing to me, but that's fine. Is she really that bad?
I mean, what you see around you is what you can make of it. She's the master of an undead domain. She has grand ambitions to take over an entire plane, which I assume can only be for nefarious purposes.
Arguably, isn't Repaira already undead? I just wanted to.
Technically, it's not alive to begin with.
Exactly. Dead, but un.
You're right, it doesn't matter who's ruling Repaira. There's always going to be someone ruling it, and being a maniacal overlord. Oh, it's fine. Lilya's nice. She treats me right. Yes, and that is the very least of my concerns right now. But yes, how are the three of you feeling? The Rift Drive engine is functioning as intended?
Yes, we managed to get to xan'moxie and back pretty neat. Although it is a little loud.
It is very loud.
intended!
As like a stray firework shoots off across the room.
The stray firework shoots off from Cleo's pocket, I assume?
Yeah, sure.
It just sets one of Flapdragon's wings alight as he just flutters around. Snapdragon's putting it out.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I forgot dragons could technically get in fire. I've never really considered that.
Oh, they're pixies.
Oh yeah, of
They're
course.
tiny pixies. But they can be mildly draconic.
Sure.
Maybe they have horns.
Yes, I think I'm feeling a bit better now that we can get around a bit easier. We're not digging through piles of scraps to try and free ourselves from her constant hunting. And this seems to be the only way to get her to stop.
You guys have any, fun armor bits for us? I left my carriage in another plane.
Everything you see here, you could fit yourself with. And you look around and you see that there's all variety of mundane magical weapons and armor. So they won't have any additional modifiers, but will count as magic for the purposes of damage resistance. You can just find any weapon you can grab here and any set of armor that you would like to wear if you are able.
I point out a magical cheese knife to Candace.
Score.
I mean, by Candace, I mean, of course, Tomcat.
No, Candace is also here.
Yeah.
She's just in the bone zone. She's been chilling.
I too like cheese.
But also, I just love the when you said mundane magical. Just imagine this advert or this shop.
Mundane magical weapons. Get your mundane magical weapons for the low price of 20 xan'moxie a dagger. Get your magical mundanes.
They're magical, but they're nothing to write home about.
As Flapdragon presses a button on the device that he's tinkering on that was playing that radio ad. Oh, that's funny. We should be getting interplanar transmissions here. So y'all are ready with the plan? They told you everything?
Right, yes. The plan was we were going to sneak in to an area and try and sabotage her while she's distracted with you and the rest of the army.
Yes, that is the gist of it, although that is awfully vague.
You are correct. In fact, we are now currently in our peak planning process. A PPP, if you will.
Yes, I love a good PPP.
I love a good pee-pee.
So what Lilya presumes is probably that she wants the three of you to sneak around to the core, perhaps?
Yes, the core, exactly. But if you had to elaborate as a person who knows about the core, what would you say?
Where is it?
Yeah, if you were bragging about how much you knew and how much other people didn't know.
Or if you could just tell us where it is, that would be really good too.
Well, it's at the very heart of Repaira.
Well, where's that?
At the center, and also quite a way bit down. But we actually have a pretty good map of the place, but we haven't been able to do anything about it during our time there because we were only 3.5 people.
You got a map? Can we borrow it?
Well, that's what they're working on. As Snapdragon and Flapdragon finish with some sparks and hand you a what looks to be a modified scrying orb. As Snapdragon explains, this will lead you to the core. You'll have to make some choices. Also, it'll track how much of a ruckus that you're making.
Ah.
Is it called Zoogle Maps?
How did you know?
I feel there's something inherently evil about the corporation who manages this app system. But also I need it.
So Snapdragon goes on to explain that if you just follow the map, it'll eventually take you to the core, but you'll just have to make some decisions at forks in the road along the way. Also, if you... this is a stealth mission, technically, and you're just trying to escape the notice of the Mother of Maintenance. So we're going to be tracking your alert level. So some choices will increase the alert level, and all I'll tell you right now is that at an alert of 10, Mom will know what you're doing, where you are going, and the core will probably be heavily defended. So
got it.
You'll have to manage that.
Is there anything around here that looks like it'll aid us in stealthiness?
What sort of stuff are you looking for?
I am looking for
You know what?
great insoles.
You know, like imagine like a I feel like this is from Mario or something, but it's like almost like a turtle shell, and then like if somebody looks at us, we quickly like so it like works as armor, but then you can also just like pull inside of it.
You're saying you want a TV from the 90s that's big enough to hide someone in. You know, like those old school TVs that were the size of like a small car. If we had one of those that could hollow out, we would blend in.
So what you're looking for is an object that you could hide in that could fit the three of you that was maybe like
no,
a
like
15-foot
one
cube?
each. not all together, like one each.
Oh, yeah. I remember that I can do that. Because I previously forgot. Because it's a new spell.
Well, tell us about it. What can you do?
Oh, yes, I remember that I can make things appear in a 15-foot cube. I don't know what that is in the metric system.
xan'moxie uses the metric system, confirmed.
And we're all screwed.
You think, Tom, that you could maybe use the boxes that these weapons and armor are in as a way to hide in, if you would like? Although,
are they going to be like cumbersome though?
Totally.
Probably. Yeah, no.
I magically have a way of making us quieter for a time as well.
Oh, good. Because I've got nothing. Although I'm pretty light on my feet, so...
You yourself are very good at sneaking, Tom.
And I can also like just kind of jump up places and be hidden pretty quickly. So I reckon I'll be all right.
On that note, Eugene, where's my coffee?
Yeah, coming right this way as he lumbers back towards the three of you.
Boom, boom, boom.
In addition, the point of this attack is to create a large distraction, so you'll have a lot of help in that regard.
Yes, of course.
What?
And you're going to be sticking with the body of the army?
Yes, that's what we've been ordered to do, but I suppose if you come across us, we will help how we can. as Eugene and Liz Turner arrive with your coffees. One for you, one for you, one for you. I can't believe we're still doing this. What's stopping us from just leaving now?
Death. Imminent death.
She has a good point. Fine. You can count on us. I haven't had the chance to kill with reckless abandon in quite some time.
All right, isn't like planar invasion kind of your bag?
Yes, I have a background in it.
Well, you know, it's a great opportunity. Branch out, new plane of existence.
And with the whole gang gathered here, that's the perfect time to explain this mechanic, which is just in any room that you're in, you can just decide to have allies show up.
Ooh. Friends
and
with benefits.
It will. I will roll to see which allies show up.
Great.
They'll appear once. If you get the same result a second time, they'll just be generic undead soldiers. So you can do this as many times as you
Which
like.
we will name on every occasion.
Every.
Sure, get attached to them.
Yeah.
So you can do
Zachary.
Ooh.
What's Zachary?
He sounds hot.
Why do I feel like we've already lost him?
One of the crates, there's just like a skull that just says Zachary ellipsis.
Oh.
So you can do this as much as you want, but each time you call allies, you'll increase the alert level by 1.
Is there ways to decrease alert levels?
Possibly.
I just want to note for the podcast purposes, the deadpan stare peak just gave me up.
You may find ways in Repaira to reduce your alert level. If you can come up with a good way to do it as well, it might happen.
Okay.
So yeah, that about covers these invasion rules. And it's fine because the mother of maintenance is evil.
Yes. It's a preemptive invasion, which is totally justifiable and hasn't been done in any other point in history. I'm going to stop talking now.
Yes, Miriam, give me back that spade. That hole is plenty big enough.
Yeah, was there any other preparations you'd like to make?
So I've got a cheese knife now. That's good. Is there any other?
And we're all fully rested?
Yep, we're fully rested. Tom does still have his 1 point of exhaustion. You got your brand new level up stuff.
This is probably the best we've been prepared for anything. So I believe in us.
Well, it's ruined now, isn't it?
I miss Zachary.
Yeah, did you? I think we might have cut you off. Were you looking for other things to add to your kit?
Yeah, I don't have enough imagination to find anything great.
I mean,
okay,
with
they're mundane.
with your tools with the trade feature, which I've now codified Candace's proclivity toward just throwing random objects at people into a mechanic. So you can just you have those on hand basically.
Yeah,
like you
true.
just have like nebulous hammer space where Tom can just pull random chef tools out from.
True that.
So yeah, so you could, so we could say that Tom does just rifle around in these crates and grabs things and puts them in his apron, and maybe we'll find out what they are later.
Yes.
It's Schrodinger's knives.
Are they
Knife lives.
Oh.
Cats have knives lives.
Mm.
That's a good name for an episode where Tom nearly dies.
Oh, I
As
like
you're,
that.
Foreboding.
as you're all chatting with your allies, as the palace suddenly goes quiet, as you hear footsteps come back into the throne room, and you see Lilya Mortress reemerge, and she's now wearing a jagged metal crown.
Metal.
As all of her undead legion begin just stamping their feet and clanging their arms and weapons on the ground.
I whisper to Tom and Miriam, isn't metal a conductor of electricity? Never mind.
I don't know.
It's very loud. They're marching and they're all wearing metal.
As Miriam's words echo throughout the room,
Silence.
Sorry.
as the whole throne room goes quiet.
The assault will begin thusly. The 3 of you shall remain behind and wait for the signal. Is that clear?
What's the signal?
By behind you mean inside the castle, so we're all going to be teleported there.
Correct.
Okay, great.
At my command, this fortress will be rammed into the side of Repaira, as my forces will flood into the Mother of Maintenance's domain and begin ransacking and pillaging, creating the distraction that you need to get to her core.
What's the signal?
You'll know it when you see it.
Well, I won't if you don't tell me what it is.
Then this assault will fail.
Exactly. So you got to tell me now what the signal's going to be, otherwise the whole thing's going to fail.
I assure you that despite your incapacities, you will notice the signal.
All right. Well, give me a hint. Like, is it going to be like a sound, or will it be like a light, or are you just going to be like signal, or?
It will be hard to miss. It will be very large.
All right, well, if I miss it, that's on you.
Ensure he doesn't miss the signal. I trust the two of you will notice it.
Yes.
You might not, you know.
We just stare at each other like,
I don't like Tom when he has enough sleep.
As you turn and you see that all of the undead soldiers have their heads turned facing Tom, as Lilya Mortress's eyes glare at you like daggers.
What? I just want to know what a signal is.
We shall begin.
She's no help, she isn't.
As Lilya Mortress ascends her bone throne again and sits down, as you see the crown on her head begin to float.
Your hat's fallen off.
Tom, shush.
you're such a troll. And I love it.
Flapdragon and Snapdragon are just giggling behind your back and flutting around you. And Lilya has just started ignoring you as her crown begins floating atop her head, as you can see green planar energy begin to coalesce around her as a green fog begins filling the throne room. And then there is a rumbling as you can feel the fortress itself lifting up into the air.
Do you think that's a signal?
Oh, Tom.
And the rumbling gets more violent and louder as you can feel yourself traveling across the plains as a flash of green light envelops the whole room.
Well, there's a light, so maybe that was it.
And you are lost in a sea of green, and suddenly you hear a crash.
Maybe that was it.
From Repaira, if we were to pan out like a camera, we see this mechanical plane with sentry drones and other constructs just minding their own business as suddenly a massive fortress of bone and metal just crashes into its side and just deposits debris everywhere as the gates open and hordes of undead soldiers begin pouring out, clattering with the sounds of bones and armor and making guttural screams as you see your friends and allies also follow behind these undead soldiers.
Good luck. We'll see you after the signal.
Good job.
Figure out
good
what
job.
it is.
Just
Good luck out there!
We'll see you on the other side.
Stay safe, stay smart.
Goodbye, Zachary.
Zachary's not with us anymore.
Oh, gosh.
As the throne room empties from all of Lilya's forces as she steps down from the bone throne.
Follow me.
As she walks toward the palace gates at a very slow glacial pace. If the rest of you would follow behind.
Was that it?
You need to put a muzzle on your house cat.
That's sassy even by our standards.
You know what? We'll just follow behind very quietly.
See that you do.
What? Everybody's looking
And then
at me.
Miriam's hand immediately creeps up to Tom's face.
As you reach the palace gates and you can see Repaira before you, Lilya's soldiers have already begun fighting Mum's own forces. There are sentry drones flying around and vaguely humanoid-shaped constructs fighting back. And you can see cables appearing from the ceiling, forming a vague shape with a monitor on it, as Mum's face appears like it often has before you, but her attention is turned to her own domain, as her face lights up with that blank housewife image as she's surveying her own home and plane.
What is the meaning of this? Who are you? What is going on?
And Lilya walks forward and jumps. And you see her descend into a sea of bone and you hear a rumbling as suddenly a gigantic titan of bone emerges from this pile, presumably with Lilya inside, now constructing this gigantic bone mech as she begins destroying Repaira.
What's she need us for if she can do that?
I think that's the signal.
The what?
The signal. I can't speak.
And you see Mum assemble cables as arm blades and other weaponry descend from the ceiling, and she forms her own large avatar, this mechanical construct sized to the same size as this bone titan, as Lilya and the Mother of Maintenance begin fighting with their respective forces, fighting a war around them.
Who do you think you are?
How disappointing. It seems your defenses were woefully unprepared.
Oh, it is so on.
How can we be sure? I mean, it's not.
That's definitely it. And I reach over to Snapdragon's little portable radio and hit play, and then like electric guitar solo starts playing.
It's the signal!
Oh, is
Alert
that-
level is at 0. For you guys, at least.
I'm like, let's go.
We start
We're sure, though,
tiptoeing
yeah?
down the corridor.
Sure. It's a bit of a jump from the palace to Repaira.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Okay. Tell us about
From
that
the
jump.
palace to
Sure, well, but unless you do something about it, you will surely take damage.
Okay.
Have we got any ropes on us?
Let me check my inventory.
Yeah, is there anything, like, if we had a rope, is there anything we could hook it onto at the other end?
Maybe an investigation check.
Investigating things. Can I, do I have disadvantage on?
Yes, you do.
Shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, I would have forgotten. Thanks for the reminder.
Played stupid.
Yeah, I've got 50 foot of hempen rope.
You do?
Yes.
Sick. Hang on. Investigating things, trying to find out where things are. I go 13.
So with a 13, Tom, you think that you could definitely fasten Miriam's rope to someplace on this from the fortress and scale down. But with your 13, you can't really tell where would be the best point to jump off of, but this could get you safely to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also remembered that we've got these, and Cleo goes in her pockets for the those temporary levitation things she stole from
Oh, yeah.
the park rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what were they?
They
Those-
softened the fall.
Yeah, there's parachute tokens.
Oh,
There's
yes.
emergency feather fall.
That was it, yeah.
Or F-bombs.
Let's keep those for when we need them.
Do we not need them now? Because we've got
the rope.
Do you have the exact number on you? Because I feel like I remember we
I
rolled
got
for it,
enough.
and you got like a lot.
I did, but I don't remember how many.
It's
I want to
at
say
least
8 or
3.
11.
It's like at least 6 or something. It's like double what you. Anyway, regardless, yeah. So you do have those on hand. You could just a single person could squeeze one, fall safely a great distance. But you could also save them because you have a perfectly viable rope plan.
Yeah, let's do the rope.
Rope.
I'll. Do you point out a spot?
Well, I was going to be a bit crap at that.
I don't mind. I'll take your advice.
What do I see around me?
So you could just directly drop down into Repaira.
Oh no, but what do I tie? Like for me to tie it onto?
Oh, in the fortress, you tell me. It could be anything. It's not particularly important.
I feel like there would be some sort of ridiculous gold statue somewhere.
Oh, of course, of Lilya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
And that would be good.
Sure.
Cool. I do one of those cool park ranger knots around the statue's waist.
And then do you tug?
twice,
Yeah.
make sure it's stable, and then I'll throw it over the side.
And no need to roll, and you can just scale down the rope into Repaira.
Right.
Before that happens,
Oh.
Cleo finds like chains on like walls and stuff, like metal chains. Like 3 of those.
Like in a dungeon
links?
chain?
Yeah, she gets 3 links, so we can do it via our waist, so we can go like Mission
like
Impossible
you're using it
style.
like a
Dun, dun,
what do you
dun,
call 'em?
dun.
what are all
Carabiner.
carabiners? Yeah.
Look at me knowing.
Yeah.
So you want
I'm
to make a carabiner out of a chain link.
so we can do it in a cool way.
Oh, yeah.
This is not practical. This is
I got you.
aesthetical.
Yeah, there's just some, because of course in this gothic undead castle, there are just broken chain links all around.
Yeah,
So you
right
can
next
just-
to the golden statue.
Yeah, of course.
And Tina Arena is there. Again. Tina Arena.
But yeah, you are able to just find loose chain links that you could just attach to your waists as carabiners. You have carabiners now.
Do we get -1 for the alert level because we entered so cool?
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you enter into Repaira, and immediately a construct charges towards you, but an undead soldier just tackles it into the ground, and you have the way ahead as Snapdragon's little tracker blinks up with a little arrow leading you further down.
Who's navigating?
I will not, because I will keep my attention to covering up spells.
Okay, I can do it. Or would you like?
Navigating down the.
Well, with the orb thing.
Oh, right.
Maybe you do it, Miriam, because
Okay.
have disadvantage.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
that's true.
So far, you just have to follow the arrow.
Great.
So Miriam leads ahead. As you see this fight between the giant bone titan that Lilya is in and the Mother of Maintenance is going on.
How dare you come into my home like this without warning? I didn't even clean.
I can
As-
tell that.
Fortunately, she's unable to hear you. But Lilya doesn't respond and just continues fighting back and just destroying parts of the wall.
Oh, what are you doing now? Oh, that'll take weeks to get out.
It's so nice not being the target of her wrath for a hot minute.
As you continue ahead, and Mum doesn't even know that you're in Repaira. She surely is so distracted.
What an
As-
idiot. She mustn't have heard the signal.
As Miriam leads ahead with Snapdragon's tracker, and you go down some corridors, passing by some fighting, and you stop as the arrow turns into a fork.
So just for everyone and anyone who's played the new Zelda, well, it's not new anymore, Zelda Breath of the Wild, where they have the map tracker when you're inside one of the divine beasts. That's kind of what I'm picturing. It's this 3D Rubik's Cube, and you can see yourself.
It's extremely that.
Okay, great. Cool.
That's very fresh in my mind because I only started playing Breath of the Wild properly recently. So
Yay!
Yes. I imagine you're inside a divine beast.
Got it.
I tried a lot and then I sold it because I couldn't get into it.
We can discuss this later. Great.
No, stop the podcast.
Yeah, this is a Zelda podcast.
So it says, the tracker says to go down?
Well, so you could see the location on the map where you're supposed to go, just very center and down in Repaira, but it looks like you could get there any number of ways. And this appears to be leading you down any number of parts. So you now have to make a choice.
Okay.
So if you'd all like to make me investigation checks, I can tell you a little more about the choices you might have to make.
15.
I got 13 again.
1.
Oh, that's a good one.
So we'll go with the 15.
Sure. So Cleo, you're able to discern ahead of you. Miriam is trying to make sense of this newfangled technology.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, it keeps reorienting itself every time I turn it upside down.
Based on what you can see from what Miriam is holding, Cleo, you think that the two places you could go ahead from here, one of them leads down a long corridor, and it looks like from the map it might be a room with a bunch of conveyor belts. There are some mechanical arms that you can see, but they don't seem to be active. The other way seems to be leading down a short passage to your right, where you can see a lot of fighting happening. It's mostly just bots and undead fighting each other, but you can see that there is a large construct in the middle of the room that appears to be some kind of incinerator bot. It's got a big, large furnace for a mouth, and it's just pulling undead minions into its mouth and incinerating them. It looks like that with a 15, the conveyor belt corridor is the longer route, but it's probably a bit quieter, where this shorter way is very quick, but there is a scary thing in the way, and it might be more public.
Left.
Very good. This is the conveyor way.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Sure. As Cleo directs the group to your left, as you head down some ramps, as the corridor becomes narrow and you come into a chamber very similar to the one that you appeared in when you first came to Repaira.
Memories.
You approach the path ends and becomes only conveyor belt. Above you just see a tube that looks like it would have just deposited junk here. There is stuff strewn across the conveyor belt with mechanical arms alongside it. You recall they were being used to sort and repair things as they moved along the conveyor belt, but nothing seems to be moving at the moment.
Okay, shall we creep along the sides?
Yes, I think that is a good idea.
So, I could get you all to make me stealth checks.
Do I have disadvantage on this
Sure
too?
do.
At least you're very good at it.
13.
I would like to use my cloak of silent tooting.
Go ahead. Tell me your result, and then Jack, I need you to hold your breath until you
9.
can't anymore.
Yes, in the real world, right?
Yes, in the real world.
I got a 9.
I got a 22.
So Candice, you got a 9, and AJ, sorry, what did you get? 13. Cool. As you move ahead, you looks like you're about halfway through the corridor toward the other end, and suddenly, Tom, you trip over a thick cable. Can you make me a dex save? You don't have disadvantage because it's not an ability check.
18.
You manage to catch yourself, and you don't fall onto the conveyor belt.
Do I do that thing where you run when you trip over and then you're like, oh no, it was just a little jog. It was just a little jog. Just having a little jog. Anyway, what's going on with you two?
And you could turn to see Miriam holding her breath, and her cheeks are red and puffy as Tom manages to scamper to the other end of the corridor, and you've made it as the door shuts behind you.
And a very loud fart sound. Fart sound. It is a loud fart.
Yeah, I'm very impressed.
That was impressive.
Oh God. Oh God.
As Miriam's cloak of silent tooting is not heard by anyone other than the two of you. Well, the three of you.
Yeah.
It's just the audible fart, right? It's not.
I'll have to put a fart sound in.
Oh boy.
Great, and you've made it through. As the tracker continues to send you ahead.
Sweet.
So we continue.
And you continue, and your level is still at 0.
That's doing stealth.
Successfully.
As you continue along, the tracker leads you toward some areas that look quite familiar. You think that to your left, up some stairs, you will head to the emotional repair suite, where Miriam was locked in therapy when you first came to Repaira.
Oh, is there like some trauma?
Yeah.
brought
Inside
up?
her brain, it's like, all coming back to me now. And then like several memories of her being locked in a room are just swirling around.
So the tracker says that you can go that way, or you can. There's a hatch that you didn't see here before that leads down a ladder into some kind of room that you can't really make out on the map, but looks long and twisty. Can you make me investigation checks?
9.
9.
Wait, really? No. Oh.
9.
16. Yeah, that's pretty good for her.
Even with disadvantage?
Yeah, with disadvantage.
Wow. So, Tom, you peek down into the down the hatch, down the ladder, and of course you can see in the dark as a cat. And it looks like there's a lot of junk down there.
There's a lot of junk in this trunk.
And from the map, you can tell that this would be the longer path again.
Is it longer but maybe safer?
It's hard to tell. With your 16, you could, even being able to see in the dark, it's hard to figure out the map. The map doesn't really fully map out that entire area that it leads through.
The map doesn't map. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. It might. You think that you could easily get lost in there, versus the emotional repair suites where you have been before.
I mean, it's a bit traumatic, but maybe we should take the risk.
It's all right.
Are you up for it, Miriam?
We can do it.
Nothing can get through this noggin.
Do you knock it?
All right, Dad.
No, I knock your head.
Oh, great. Good.
That's me giving a motivational speech.
All right, Cleo, but just because you were nice to me this once.
Plus, I'm not going in the vent.
Right.
And as you head up to the emotional repair suites, some mechanical drones fly overhead and are immediately shot down by some undead soldiers who are just doing a drive-by bow shooting.
In a bone car?
Sure. I mean, Lilya has previously used a bone chariot, so yeah, sure. The little bone chariot.
Now, I'm imagining this is a full-on bone jeep. Like,
It's a bone four-wheel drive.
Wait.
is Mad Max
Is
of
there
bones.
somehow a small car skeleton underneath the metal? Is that what you were describing?
It's just the skeleton.
And
of
so,
a
like,
car.
part of it is pulled back.
It's like one of those bad Halloween decorations that's just the skeletal version of something that doesn't have a skeleton.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
It's like a
Four
jellyfish.
undead minions driving a bone car drive by and shoot some arrows at some drones overhead. They take out the drones before they do anything to you, but your alert level does go up by 1.
Ooh.
So your alert is now at 1.
We're getting some heat.
Your alert is at 1! You can tell that it's not a direct feed
Don't
to
make it
Snapdragon, but a
worse.
pre-recording.
Oh, okay.
I was still shush on principle.
As you head up into the emotional repair suite. It all looks very familiar, and Miriam, you walk past the room that you were trapped in. It seems to be empty.
I shut the door.
Could you all make me stealth checks?
Okay.
Yes, you do.
I'm not going to remember to use my cloak because I'm preoccupied. So I'll roll with disadvantage.
14.
Oh boy.
Mine was an 18. That would have been nice. 12.
8.
And as Miriam is just lingering behind at your door, you hear footsteps behind you. And you see your robot therapist walk down the corridor. Oh, Miriam, how wonderful. You've returned. Are you here to continue your repairs?
I've done all the emotional repairs I'll ever need.
Understood. Activating kill mode.
Okay.
And I won't get you to roll initiative because I'm just going to roll for you to speed things along. All right. So as Miriam lingers behind the three of you, Cleo and Thomas slightly further ahead, as you turn to see this formerly robot therapist, Dr. Robot, is now just growing twice his size as weapons come out of the inside of his mechanical body as he begins advancing toward the party. And as initiative is rolled, Cleo, you may use your quick draw crossbow. And you're not proficient in your crossbow because after using it for so long, I decided to throw you a bone.
Ours
Bone zone.
Ah.
Yes. Go team Bone Zone.
Does the doctor look like Dr. Robotnik?
Yeah, like a robot Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Human Nautic?
Oh boy.
Is this how we're playing this now?
Humanic. It's actually Jim Carrey himself.
We're fighting
That's such
Jim
a-
Carrey.
Why would they do
That's
oh,
scary.
That makes me so
And
mad.
I can't do an impression of Jim Carrey, so don't expect me to do it.
So proficiency means I get plus.
3 at this level, yes. And we could say that maybe you found some little parts in the weapons crate earlier, and you reinforced your quick draw crossbow, and it's now easier to operate.
With mundane magical arrows. 14.
And a 14 is
That's a 14. Number 14.
not enough to hit.
Number 14. Your number is not being called right now.
As the
Stand back,
mechanical
number
arm
14.
emerges from Dr. Human Nick's chest and just swats away the crossbow bolt. And it's his turn first. And he advances on Miriam and is going to make 3 attacks.
3?
Yeah.
That's approximately 2 too many.
Yeah, I think it's 3 too many.
And the first attack is a crit.
Well, this was fun.
FML.
And the third
Fun,
attack...
money, laughter.
And the third attack will not hit. So 2 attacks hit you, but one of them is a crit. The first one is going to be 10 slashing damage.
Mhm.
And then 9. 19 total.
Whoa.
As he advances on you with 3 mechanical arms that have all now produced saw blades. We were so close to a breakthrough, Miriam.
I'm gonna break you through in a minute.
And it's your turn.
All right. She's going to take out bad boys, and she's going to give 2 good swings at Dr. Humanic. It's a rich world we've built. Oh, you know what? I got a natural 22.
Ooh.
That's right. And then the other one's probably not enough. It's a total of 9.
No, that isn't enough.
Okay, but that's fine.
But I assume you planar warriored.
That's
before this
correct.
Crit.
Yes, I do. I do planar warrior, so that means it's 4d8. Wolf! And so 20. Wait, maths. 21 plus 6. 27 points
Damn.
of force damage.
Yeah, you look like you've taken a big chunk out of it.
Take my feedback form.
Processing. How? And it's Tom's turn.
All right, so how far away?
So you're a bit ahead, but only probably like 10, 15 feet away from Miriam.
I'm just worried because everything I do is going to be a bit shit.
Don't say that, Tom. You've got this.
Well, no, I don't.
You do. You're a certified babe.
Oh, but also, your attacks are fine. with
Yeah,
exhaustion.
it's
Oh,
just
right.
ability checks,
Yeah.
babe.
Well, in that case, I'm going to fuck him up.
Great.
Yes.
All right.
You look up at a poster on the wall, and it's like one of those posters that has like text
kitten?
and then a mirror where your
Oh.
face goes. It's like, hey, you're
You go
doing all
first.
right. Somewhat patronizing.
Yeah, I feel it. Okay. How far is Miriam from?
5 feet.
Yeah, sick. So can I do a sneak attack?
Absolutely.
Well, can I use that cheese knife as a dagger?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, I'll do that. Oh, 26.
Oh, did you get a
Yeah,
nat 20?
nat
Oh,
20.
boy!
Dude,
So
nat
you get to
20.
double
Ding, 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 ding.
all the dice
Oh
involved in
my
this
God.
roll.
I'm just
Wow.
imagining, like, you know, Aladdin, how, like,
Oh,
the genie
yeah.
comes down. It's
We
like,
don't have enough dice. How many
Yeah.
in your
So that's 2d4 plus 8d6.
8d6? Well, we only have 3.
I can just roll these a couple
Yeah,
of
you can
times.
just
huh?
roll,
Yeah, roll them.
multiple times.
Yeah. So let's do this. Oh, hey!
It's a little tower of
That's a lot
dice.
of fun.
Oh, that's a good result.
So, what's that? 9, 13, 25. So 31.
Tell me what happens to Dr. Human, Nick.
Yeah. So, I've stabbed him in some sort of like, I don't know, like mainframe thing that starts like spurting out little.
Sure. I mean, with all of his
yeah.
like mechanical arms and weapons out, like he's got a lot of exposed wiring, and you would get
Yeah.
inside his like
Yeah.
plating.
And so he starts like just all, from the inside out from like where I've stabbed him, it's all just like going out into the other bits, and then they all just kind of like fry, and then he's just like all blackened from like the
Charred.
internal frying.
As he begins just overloading and falling
Yeah.
apart. Error. Who therapizes the therapist? As he falls into a pile of junk before Miriam's feet.
You need to get your head fixed, mate.
Yeah, looks like you freighted it.
I pulled my weight in that battle.
Oh, Cleo, you're here.
Good job. You dealt with that very quickly.
Yeah,
I'm
we
going
did.
to pick up
Smashed
this
it.
arrow.
I mean, 2 crits. And as his junked up body falls to the ground, you hear an alarm sound, and your alert level has gone up by 1.
I did it quietly.
I'm going to take this opportunity and cast Cure Wounds on myself. 1. Plus 1.
I get a health potion.
I do, but I'm going to wait to use that. Yep, okay. I get 2 hit points.
Don't spend them all at once.
All right, shall we continue?
Yes.
Is there actually, before we move out of the room, I look for like an alarm mechanism on this robot? Is there like something that turned us, like dobbed us in, or was it just the fighting detected in the corridor or something? Is there any reason?
Roll me
Yeah.
an Arcana check.
Okay.
Arcana.
That was
wanted.
almost very good.
Right. Ah.
It was a 16 and now it's a 3.
Oh boy. Does Cleo also want to roll one?
Arcana? I've never heard of it.
Hmm? Arcana. I've never even met her.
16.
Cool. Cleo was too busy during that fight. Oh, I guess you did fire you off your quick draw crossbow.
That's true.
But as you were thinking about taking your turn, you noticed the construct fall apart, and the alarm sounded very soon after. And you think that perhaps that the alarm was linked to his death, possibly because he might have been a more important guardian, I suppose, of Repaira, as opposed to the various drones that are just being destroyed left and right.
So I think major chips in big battle bots are big siren sound making. I know that was not a correct sentence in our language, but
I know you said words, but I'm not sure I could understand
I feel like I felt
them.
more powerful. Did that come across? No? Anyway, don't fry the chips.
Okay.
You recall something Snapdragon said to you that you tuned out because she talks way too much about the tracker is specifically tracking the level of the attention that Mum is placing on wherever you are.
Yeah.
So if you're taking out, I suppose, if you're taking out generals or making destructive moves, then she might think that something's going on.
Okay.
But 10 is where she would know that it's the three of you specifically.
Yeah. Okay. We can continue, but maybe if we can disable them without taking them out completely, then that's the way to do it.
I like that plan.
Yes.
More sneakiness.
And as you continue along the emotional repair suite, you come by the lost and found chamber, where you actually found the planar key to the bone zone before, funnily enough. However, it is shut. It appears to be closed over, it appears to be in some kind of lockdown protocol.
Is it the way we're supposed to go?
It's just a door that you're passing as you get toward where the tracker is leading you.
Okay, great.
But the door is there. You recall it having a lot of stuff in it before.
Does it look alarmed?
Roll me an Arcana check.
10.
It's a closed metal door.
Is there like a keyhole or a lockpick set?
Or a vent?
Roll me investigation. You can all roll.
13.
8.
15.
Sure. So you don't notice any vents, but Tom, you see a panel.
How do I do the best?
I mean, this is kind of your thing, right?
Yeah.
Breaking and entering and looking for
Yeah.
secret hidden panels. And there's a little panel next to this door that you could lift up, which exposes some wiring that you think someone who is skilled at breaking and entering, or someone who's good at magical things, could disable this lock.
I reckon I can do this.
All right, Tom, I believe in you.
Maybe just attack it.
No. I mean, like, you spotted it with your guile, so maybe you could unpick it.
But that sounds like an ability. I say attack it. No, maybe not. I'm just kidding.
I'm just gonna cut the green one.
All right.
Should I cut the green one? Is there a green one for me to cut?
There can be. If you'd like to go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, boy.
Make a
Of course.
color of wire check.
9. There we go. 18.
Oh, wow.
Boy.
Yeah, great. So you managed to, you don't even bring any tools out. You just use your talons and you just whiff a green wire. And there's a slight spark, but no alarm. And the lock deactivates as these metal shutter doors open up. And an unlocked door to the lost and found opens up.
I told you I could do it.
Well done, Tom. Well done.
None of you believed in me.
Well, actually, we didn't say we didn't believe in you.
I suggested you. Okay, fine. What's in here?
And inside, you look through the junk briefly, and you find a greater healing potion, which heals 4d4 plus 4.
Who wants to take that?
You at
need
this
it.
moment in time.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
So you find a greater healing potion and 2 golden peacock feathers.
Ooh.
If you recall, you can trade back in
Yeah.
xan'moxie to Baron Bizarro for some magic items.
Oh, yeah.
And I remembered I haven't been handing them out in a while. And also, you find a planar key.
Oh my god.
To where?
What does it look like?
I haven't decided yet. It can't be to Hell, because Hell has really tight security.
That's fine. I don't want to go back.
Yeah, no need.
But you can leave it a mystery for now.
Mystery.
But if you ever want to interact with it, we can figure out together where it goes.
We can do this together, guys, with teamwork.
I feel sick.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
the
out.
other end of the planar key,
I just leave.
which is how you would identify which plane goes to, is probably some kind of like abstract shape that you can't quite make out. Like maybe it's a sculpture of some kind. Who knows? It's really vague. It's like a magic.
But we
eye
know it's a
situation.
planar key, so we're
Yeah.
like, nab.
Yeah, but it's like, is it a rabbit or a duck?
No, I know
understand
the
what you
reference
mean.
you got. I was
Okay,
like,
great.
Hmm.
Wow.
Have you not seen that?
No?
Oh. It's like a picture and
Yeah,
eventually
yeah,
you look at
it
it.
looks like a rabbit or a duck.
Oh, is this like
The ears.
gold
Is it
dress.
a blue or a gold dress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're having that, yeah. What color is the dress that this planar key is wearing?
Right. That's where I'm at.
But yeah, well, you managed to not trigger that alarm. It was very high.
Well done.
So good job.
Well done.
Well done.
So your
Well done,
alert level
us.
is still only at 2 as you continue along.
Pete's like,
Pete's
I thought you were going to be dead
I'm
now.
genuinely surprised.
We're doing stealth. We scream as we run down the corridor.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
So you leave the emotional repair suites.
Yeah.
And you come to an area of Repaira where the fighting has now reached. You can see a lot more of these undead minions engaged with the defenders of this plane. And again, you are faced with a choice. If you would all make me an investigation check.
I have to retire this die.
16.
4.
I only had 2 numbers. Okay, well, with a 16,
I'm really holding up
You are.
my end of the
Yeah.
bargain here,
Yeah.
guys.
Miriam and Cleo are having difficulty seeing through all the chaos. But Tom, you see that to your left are some stairs, and according to the map, it will lead to an elevator. And you can see with your 16 that there are some drones that are patrolling the stairs, just flying about. But
So-
they haven't noticed you yet.
Wait, where are the stairs?
The path to your left.
Okay,
Um,
but
and-
there's no fighting going on in.
Well, there's fighting
on the path?
happening along the way, but everyone's kind of ignoring you
Right.
for the sake of the drama. But you think these drones up ahead could notice you if you get any closer.
Mhm.
And the path leads to an elevator, which you can see leads to a tube network terminal. If you remember the tubes that connect all of Repaira,
Yes.
and you can use that to help get you to the core. To your right, you can see a different path to take you to tube network terminal. That is across a much more public battlefield. That it looks like that the left path would be the clearer path to take, but then you notice some mushroom spores floating in the air
Where? Which way?
to your right.
So wait, we want to go to the left.
Oh
to
no,
avoid
because
those.
Thingy was
Madame
kidnapped.
Moosh was kidnapped,
Oh.
and she's here.
Yeah, but can't we die from those spores?
You can see that they're
You can see the flaw in that clue.
You see the mushroom spores, but if you recall, it was the just general fungal environment that was deadly and responding
Yes.
to all
Right.
everything else. You think that if Madame Mouche is here, she's probably preoccupied with everything else that's going on.
So do we ignore her then?
But also, like,
She's an ally. Maybe we can.
It would be
Is she?
a strong ally.
the
Is
path,
she?
the path to where you
Who is
presume
she?
she is would be very public and would increase your alert level. But yeah, I mean, you haven't seen her
Oh,
since.
I thought if there's a lot of public fighting going on, that our alert level would remain low.
Well,
Because,
we're more
like-
likely to be noticed.
But less likely to be directly noticed because everyone's fighting everyone.
Less directly noticed, but the more public areas are where Mum might have her eyes, and you're trying to avoid her. noticing
Okay,
the three of you
cool.
Specifically.
How far away are those drones that
Just
are on the left?
up the stairs. You can't see them directly on the left, but they you can see their shadows against a wall as they're patrolling about.
So my newfound misty visions,
Mhm.
is that movable?
Technically not, but you can keep casting it each round and just making a new illusion to simulate movement, I suppose.
Yeah, because it's a cantrip.
I think it says you can make it look like a figure is walking, like a.
Like, is there anywhere we could like get to hide to like take the drones out without them seeing us?
We don't want to take them out though, because that'll also raise our alert.
Right. even if we did it
You think
stealthily.
these smaller ones would raise the alert if they saw you, but not if you destroyed them?
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I'm. Yeah.
okay.
So I'm like, is there somewhere we could get to that they wouldn't see us yet, but we could like.
But Misty Visions,
Ambush
they
them.
could see if you attack them from it.
If they have any reason to suspect that it's an illusion, they might try to see if it's an illusion or not.
Okay. Because I was saying we could hide behind an illusion and fire something.
Yeah. I'm up for that.
All right.
And don't forget, you can always call for help.
So we're saying no to Madame Moosh.
No
Yeah,
for
it's
now.
fine.
Okay, cool.
She'll be fine.
All right.
And then let's keep on the
She was a cult
low
leader.
level alert.
Yeah.
Okay.
One person cult leader is another person's bar owner.
She's just a beloved pillar of the community.
Is she?
We're making interesting parallels, aren't we now? Okay, so I create a 15-foot cube ahead of us.
Mhm.
So like where I think we'd be in
A
range.
literal.
A literal cube. A gelatinous cube. No. And it looks like just a like some bulky machinery that I kind of have observed on one of the rooms wall.
Mhm.
Like when I've been walking past, like a big bulky box, like where
Forklift.
yeah, like internet cables and wiring might be in a big warehouse or an office. I don't do tech. So it's like a big wire
Comms
box
cabinet.
against the wall.
Sure. Leading to ahead of you.
Yeah, so where I think we'd be able to snipe some shots.
So it's like on the corner? Is
Yeah,
it a
yeah.
corner, sort of?
Totally.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you can put one of those up, and if you'd all like to make me stealth checks as you make your way over to him.
Oh, am I going to use my Cloak of Silent Tooting? Yes. Well, how do I tell you what I want to do?
8.
I'll do
no.
it ahead of time?
Just let me know somehow.
Okay, great. I'll mime it, and you guys have to describe what I
That
want
was
to do.
18.
I got 11.
Roll with advantage.
Oh.
I guess that negates your disadvantage, so
So just roll.
take the higher one.
In which case, I won't use my Cloak of Silent Tooting.
Oh, yeah.
In that case, I was 18.
Cool. So 18 and
18.
cool. So yeah, you all managed to.
Oh, wait, I rolled twice. Hang on, let me roll once more. Natural 20. So,
Cool. Yeah. So you all make it over
Yeah,
to
sorry.
the illusion of mechanical cables and boxes that Cleo created without being noticed. And from inside the illusion, you can see around the corner and up these stairs, you see 4 drones flying overhead, and they pay you no mind.
Sick.
So we just all blast them at the same time and hope they don't turn around?
I mean, we could probably take them all out. We've got 2 Eldritch Blasts. I've got 2 arrows. Hopefully, I can hit. You've got
I'll throw something at
something.
them.
All right.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, I'll treat this as I'll roll initiative for you, and you won't get to quick draw crossbow unless you want to use that instead of Eldritch Blasting, and you'll just get a surprise round.
Great. Happy with that.
Give me a second. I said 4, right? Great. So Miriam gets to go first.
All right. Yeah, take out my longbow, and the first one's going to be a planar warrior. And it's pretty good. 22. And it does 10 force damage.
Cool. And that is not enough to take out one of the drones, but it's looking pretty busted up.
Oh boy. So she's going to use her other arrow to knock that drone out. And she'll roll again. And that is a 19.
That'll hit. What's your minimum damage?
Minimum is 3.
That'll do it.
Okay, cool.
So you, with 2 quick arrows, you take out one of the drones. At the very same instant, Tom gets to act.
So I am thinking that I've got like a skewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would have skewers.
Yeah,
It just
makes
makes sense.
Yeah, they're
right?
easy to carry.
Yeah, and I've also would have like those elastic bands they put around like asparagus.
You're the purple ones that you get?
Yeah, you all know them.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
So you could fashion like some kind of like makeshift skewer launcher with those.
Basically.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your tool die,
Now, hang on.
which is
Pete's been doing this so long, he already knows what
Yeah.
he's describing. But
All right.
so it starts at a D10. So just roll a D10 and hope you don't get below 4.
Is that this one?
yes.
Yeah, 9.
Cool. Yeah. So you still have full supplies.
Great.
So you pull out a little. You make a makeshift skewer launcher,
Yes.
which you can treat as a hand crossbow, I guess.
Yeah.
So that'll be a D6. So go ahead and make an attack roll, and you have advantage because you're attacking from concealment.
D20.
Oh, D20 first. Yeah. What have I got? I've got 18 plus. What do I add?
Plus
The
6.
6? Yeah,
But
so
yeah, the 18
24.
by itself is enough to hit. So that qualifies for sneak attack because you had advantage.
Sick.
Oh boy.
Millions of dices. Dices for me. Alright, so we got. What do we got here? See, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19.
It's all you, Cleo. You can do 2 at once.
Don't fuck it up.
Oh, well. Not my luck with battles.
Attack on my signal. The title is coming out of
I
it
just hear a
somewhere,
massive
isn't
boom upstairs. I'm like, dirty this. So one's a 22. One is an 11.
The first one will hit.
Cool.
Short damage for your Eldritch
D10.
Blast. Unfortunately, that is not enough. It's looking pretty busted up, but it is still up, and the other one is completely unscathed as your second Eldritch Blast flies past it. And the two of them. So that's the end of your surprise round, and both of them will see through Cleo's illusion. It becomes translucent to them, and they can see the three of you inside. And your alert goes up by 2. You're now at 4.
We tried really hard.
And I let everybody down.
Hey, it was difficult to pull off with just cantrips, so good on you
Yeah.
for getting close.
Yeah.
So your level goes up as these drones begin flashing red, and these steps leading up to where the drones are as well just retract, and is now just a steep slope going up this way.
Great.
Who designs a building like this?
And it is Miriam's turn. Back to the top of
Mama.
initiative.
Let's imagine it going to like a Grand Designs episode where they.
This is a fascinating build.
Okay, so she is going to run up towards them, take out her bad boys, and she's going to have a swing at the undamaged one.
Sure. So you're going to struggle to reach the undamaged one.
Oh.
Because they're floating drones.
Oh, okay. Well, I
so-
can run up on the walls if it helps.
Yes, well, because you run up the stairs, which would be difficult for anyone else. But as you hit this steep incline, your planar hiking boots begin glowing green, and you just effortlessly cling to the surface and begin running up this ramp.
Fabulous.
But yeah, so you'll be able to make it close enough to make a throw, but you can't hit it directly.
Okay.
At
Cool.
the undamaged one?
Yes, I will roll attack. Oh, not good enough. I'll roll the second one on the same one. Oh my god.
How did you do worse?
So it was a 11 and less.
So
I missed twice.
you missed twice. You throw the bad boys
no.
at the undamaged drone, and it dodges the bad boys, and you manage to try and finesse their return to hit them on the backswing. And this drone is very agile and quick. The bad boys return to your hand after you miss. And it is Tom's turn. Unless you would like to do anything else. But
No,
I think
I've
you've done all
used
your
everything.
thing. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Skewers come in packs.
Yes. So the way your new ability works, each time you create a weapon, it's single use, but you can just keep rolling the die because technically you didn't waste any ammo just now by rolling a 9. So yeah, you can just repeat what you did before.
I would like to repeat what I did before,
Go
if
ahead.
possible.
Roll your d10.
Although you don't have advantage on this attack because you're no longer hidden. However, if you can, the way it's worded is if you can figure out a way to exploit a weakness using the thing that you pulled out, then you can have advantage on the attack.
As in a weakness on the drone?
Of the target, yeah. So like before when you've thrown water at a robot, for example.
I feel like there would be like I'm not a big knowledger of the Star Wars, but I believe there's like a whole.
Sorry. I just want to appreciate that sentence for a moment. Because that was a fundamental truth for you. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I love that. Perfect. There is a skewer-sized hole on this flying drone that if you had pinpoint precision. So you still have advantage on this attack, but I'll increase the AC because you're trying to get this Death Star hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and make
can
this
get a
attack
hole.
with your...
So
first
I have
of all,
to roll
to
this
see
guy
if-
first?
Yep.
That was beautiful. Oh my gosh.
6, 9.
No, it's a 9.
Not
Cool.
9.
Yeah, so you still don't
Sick.
reduce an ammo at all. Go ahead and make an attack with advantage.
Are you also making like the TIE fighter sound as it like zooms out of the slingshot towards... That's one of the names of the ships.
Oh.
I know, you wouldn't have known
I
that.
don't understand
Not
what you're
being a
saying.
Star Wars.
You're like,
What
they
was
can
the-
be from
what was the
any country,
phrase?
Jack.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this
I
feels
don't
a
know
little.
why he
this
chose
isn't
that
okay.
name. But that's what it was chosen.
Yeah.
It was like the bad guy's ship. Let's rethink that.
Yeah.
They're not
It
bad in
seems
this
problematic.
universe.
They're TIE fighters, but they're good.
Well,
And
I'm
he can
tired,
say
it's
that.
fine.
He can say that.
Yeah,
Fine.
Pete can
Yeah.
say it. It's fine.
I love that. I like you have to prove it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. 13.
So yeah, even with advantage, you're trying to aim for this specific tiny hole with the skewer, and your skewer just whizzes past. And it is now the turn of the drone that is barely hanging on.
Return of the drone.
Barely hanging on now.
the force is not with us.
So the Force is this thing in Star Wars.
This is a podcast where we explain Star Wars to women.
Noted.
So this drone looks like it's on its last legs as it begins barreling toward Miriam with a bladed tackle as blades are protruding from it and rotating. It's going to make 2 attacks against you as
Seems
it whizzes past you.
unnecessary.
And they're both going to miss. And then it's going to explode.
Oh.
I need you to make me a deck save.
Have you got a big deck?
I've got a massive deck with a natural 20.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest
In
deck I've
Europe,
ever
that's
seen.
impressive.
So you will still take half damage, which is 2 fire damage. As this drone tried to crash into you, missed, and then exploded.
Good thing I healed myself for those 2 hit points.
And there's now only 1 drone left, but it has remained undamaged because you all keep missing, and it's Cleo's turn.
All right, you know me. I'm going to get it done.
It's your time.
17, 23.
Both will hit, yes.
Nice. Nice.
9, 10.
Total?
19.
Oh, right.
Did you add
plus your
your-
charisma as well? Cool. Yeah, what happens to it?
It looks at the other drone that's just blown up, and a little bit of oil drops down from the little like camera eye hole thing that it has.
Oh, like it. Yeah.
As the Eldritch blasts, like if you go slow-mo, it just crashes into the side of its head.
You can see in its like little like eye viewfinder thing, you can see the reflection of the destroyed drone that it's looking at.
Yeah.
As Cleo's Eldritch Blast just goes crashing into the side of it.
And if you understood drone, you could hear "Goodbye, cruel world," but we don't, so we don't hear that. It just dies, and we don't care.
And that U2 song plays in the background with all the violins.
And the remaining drone falls into pieces before you, but the stairs are still a steep slope. Miriam has no trouble getting up them. Neither does Tom, because you have an innate climb speed.
Yes.
So you can make it up to the top of these stairs. But Cleo, how do you get up these steep stairs, which have not retracted or protracted since destroying the drones?
I Misty Step or Fate Teleportation.
Sure. Yeah, you use your ability to do that, and you can make it up. And you turn a corner as you head toward this tube network terminal ahead of you on the map. And then suddenly you hear a crash as the Bone Titan, piloted by Lilya, comes crashing through a wall into your path and lays on the ground before you. And then a monitor snakes in with cables with the face of Mum directly on the Bone Titan.
Who sent you? Why are you here?
And Mum has not noticed you yet, but she is right there.
I put a immediate misty
Hyman.
vision up of just some drones. Just, as you know, a water cooler.
A very large water cooler that could hide 3 people?
Yeah.
I mean, because like you could make the illusion look like the 15 foot of space where it is without the 3 of you in it, plus a water cooler.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was imagining, but
Okay.
I'm also happy for a 15-foot wide water cooler. If we can get away with the theatricals without the alertness that comes
Sure.
with that, I want that.
So yeah, you create this illusion of empty space with a water cooler in the corner, and you'll hide in there. As you hear the crack of bone as Lilya's face emerges from the chest of this Bone Titan and spits into Mum's monitor.
Oh,
Damn.
she's rough and tough.
As Mum looks around and doesn't even notice the water cooler.
How dare you?
As Lilya goes back inside the Bone Titan and throws Mum off of her.
So Lillian gets thrown in the mechanical beast, opens up the door to spit, then goes back inside to pick her up again.
Well, no,
I got knocked out of it.
yeah. So like so this giant, like bone giant, has just crashed through the wall, and like the rib cage just opens, and Lilya pokes her head out, and then spits at Mum.
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah.
imagined that she specifically just went out of her way to go outside to spit and then to go back inside again.
Yeah, right.
I was like, okay, cool. Good
As
for
she
you.
goes back inside, and a gigantic skeletal arm lifts up as bone splinters just begin barraging Mum's monitor and destroys it. As Lilya jumps up and then drives the monitor back, and she didn't even know that you were here, and you managed to avoid being noticed again. Great job.
Stealth.
And you can see the terminal ahead of you, and we'll take that opportunity to have a little break.
Great.
How will our heroes get out of this one? Find out after these messages.
Hello, Tammies. Welcome back to Tamura Talk, the only Orbcast free from corporate meddling. I'm your host, Tamura, here as always with some fantasy advice for your fantasy life. Today's Orbcast isn't sponsored by anything. Yet. Slide up in my DMs, corporations. I'm joined today by some special guests. My housemate Miriam, my niece Cleo, and my friend Tom. Say hello.
Hello.
So, on to today's question, or questions, because there seems to be quite a few from the same listener. And they're all directed at you, Miriam.
Oh boy.
Dear Tamura, I have some questions about your roommate. What kind of flowers does Miriam like? Where can you take her on a date? Does she like playing games? What's her favorite food? Is she a heavy sleeper? Would she mind sharing her body with an ancient spirit? Just the usual stuff.
Oh, wow, that seems quite personal. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of phased out in the middle there, but my favorite flowers are snapdragons, and as for ancient entities taking up space in my body, well, that is a second date question, pal. But I really appreciate you putting yourself out there. It's confidence that gets my vote. And I think when it comes to dating in general, as long as you can speak candidly about what is on your mind, that's what's important.
Well, one of these questions is about where this person could take you on a date.
Oh, right. Well, I like, obviously, the Park Wilds is a beautiful place, and it has many different types of lands inside, so I think a picnic under a large tree, not goblin infested, that's important, because I don't want to work when we're out on our little picnic.
I mean, here's a fun little exercise. Where would you all take Miriam on a date?
Oh, yes. Go on. I look around the room expectantly.
All right. So, what's your favourite food?
My favorite food, I suppose, would be a club sandwich, which, of course, contains chips from a delicious mountain club, which is a type of tree. It's an edible tree, Yeah, it's a food mountain dwarves like in particular.
All right, well, I reckon I'd make you a lovely club sandwich with chips on it, but I'd toast it.
Ooh.
And then I'd turn that into a little picnic, and we'd go down the park, and we'd eat this toasted sandwich in the park with a nice beverage.
Ooh, that sounds nice. What about you, Cleo?
Hold on a second. I go to my scrying orb, and I look up hospitality and external event servant. And I ring them up. I rascal. Hello.
Hi.
So, where would we take Miriam on a date if we were going to date Miriam?
Oh, you're after the Miriam package. Well, that starts at a low price of 999 xan'moxie.
No, I think I've got my wrong servant. We don't pay. Sorry. Bye. Bye.
Cleo, you're going to have to tell us what you were hearing and listening to on the scrying orb because we are recording.
Oh, sorry. I didn't put it on speakerphone. My servant was busy, so I will have to get back to you.
Right. Well, I suppose I don't mind a tease. A surprise date could be nice. Am I going to be blindfolded? That's my question.
1 second. I go to my scrying orb and I look up my obscured vision servant number and I press call.
Hello? Madam?
Hello.
Where am I?
Would we blindfold Miriam? Yes or no?
I don't know. Everything's dark. You just put a blindfold on me, and I've been locked down here for weeks.
So I'm hearing no.
The pay is good, but man.
Okay, thank you. I hang up. It would be a no.
Oh, okay. Great.
No blindfolds.
But more like a mystery, like an escape room. We don't know where we're going until we get there.
Yes, I don't drive.
Great. And what about you, Tamora? Where would you take me on a date?
Oh, I mean, my vibe is more of like a girl next door, kind of best friend to lover sort of thing. So the perfect date for the two of us would be a nice, relaxing night here on the couch.
Oh, boy. Look, these are all lovely options. I hope you've got some ideas, listener, and I hope you find your lucky park ranger. I'm not looking for now. Thank you so much.
And would you look at that? That's all the time we have today. Remember, don't trash talk, Tamura talk.
Well, hello there again. It's me, your Dungeon Master, Peek. Welcome to the mid-roll. This one will be quick, no plugs, I promise. I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank all of our listeners as we head toward the end of Season 2. That's right, this season of Dungeons & Drag Quiz is concluding in the next couple episodes, culminating in Tom's long-awaited trial. It's been an incredible journey from the original Mardi Gras theater show to monthly shows at the Imperial to Twitch and now the podcast. I've had so much fun building the colorful world of xan'moxie alongside not only the players, but also you listeners out there who've contributed to the canon with your Tamura Talk letters and NPC submissions. So as we head into the holiday season and soon after into Season 3, I just want to highlight how much we appreciate you out there. Thanks for listening to the show and continuing to support us and letting us have as much fun as we do here on the pod. As a show of gratitude, how about I take you to the rest of the episode?
And as Lilya, in her bone titan suit, pushes Mum away, leaving this gaping hole in the wall, you have a pretty clear path ahead to this terminal where you could call the tube to the core. Could I all get you to make me a perception check?
17.
17 also.
Also
17.
21.
Forever 17.
17 again.
Forever 49.
49 seems like such a chill age to be forever.
It does.
There's no
You
baggage.
can still be hot as well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, absolutely.
And you're still fully functional.
Yeah.
And you're forever planning your 50th.
Yes.
So as you're having this conversation in universe, through the
I'm hundreds of years old.
but you look forever 49.
Yeah.
I shop there too.
As you walk past the gaping hole left in the wall, you could see that this fight is still going on. From here, you can see Madame Mouche. First, you see Shroom with a View, which is just propped up in the middle of Repaira. That is just, it looks like it's just snaking around and has just made its way into Repaira, and she's just got a pretty defensible fortress. She's standing atop Shroom with a View, and just vines and fungal tendrils are just fighting off sentries, and you can see the fighting continue through all of Repaira as Lilya and the Mother of Maintenance are still going at it in their gigantic mechanical construct avatars.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sexual tension here.
Wow.
Just a sexy goth queen and a mechanical MILF.
Yeah.
Just going to town.
Yeah.
Monday mechanical meals.
But yes, you continue ahead
Great.
You continue ahead to the Tube Network terminal. It ends. The path ahead just stops. You can see there's a sheer drop in this large cylindrical chamber that goes up and down for very long distances. You can see the snaking glass tubes that connect all of Repaira all twisting before you. And there is a terminal to your right, much like an orb terminal.
Let's, we approach it. Have a look.
Mm-hmm. As you approach it, you can see that it is glowing red. There's a big X floating above it, and it just says lockdown protocol engaged.
Is there another hatch here, Tom, that you might want to attack a green wire with?
Is there something I can cut?
There doesn't appear to be a panel anywhere. This is more just a free-floating orb terminal on a pedestal.
Somebody want to put their orb in it?
You can put R1, the map.
Oh,
yes.
Is that an orb?
It's orb-like. You can use an orb to interface with it, but you can also just access it as if it were a regular orb terminal.
Oh, okay. So I try and go and
Sure.
press
But it does just have like lockdown protocol engaged and the big red X.
what else is around?
So this short platform just ends in a sheer drop. You see the glass tubes ahead, and it's just the orb terminal on this platform.
Oh! Maybe we can get Snapdragon to help us.
Do we have the reception?
Well, we have the allies feature. So how does that work? How does
Yeah, so narratively, that kind of just like you decide as players that like, oh, it'd be nice if some allies were here, and they would just kind of just somehow be here. So
we'll be like, geez, it would be good if Snapdragon was here, and I like kick my shoes together. Oh boy,
absolutely. So I'm gonna roll a d6, and we're gonna see who shows up.
Come on.
So your alert's gonna go up to 4 as this happens. Sorry, up to 5 as this happens, and it's actually Lady and Callisto that show up. So
you don't get to choose.
Nope.
So you're chatting around this orb terminal, and you hear a commotion from behind you. Just as you say, "Oh, I sure wish Snapdragon and Flapdragon were here." As you hear a mechanical crash, as through the hole that was left by Lilya and Mum, you see 2 figures are just thrown against a wall, and you quickly recognize that it's Callisto and Lady. And Lady gets up and bristles, and she suddenly is in her werebear form. Her maul fallen to the side. She's standing over Callisto protectively as a giant bear. As you see 4 mechanical drones flood in after them, as well as now that you have reached 5 alert, a figure crashes in through the opening and does a superhero landing and looks up, and it's the handyman.
God,
no.
And he looks up at Callisto and Lady, and then cocks his head to the right and sees the 3 of you.
And then, Cleo, can you just like make a water cooler appear in between us?
It just slowly rises.
I've been looking for you. And we're going to roll initiative again.
Crossbow.
Go ahead and fire off your quickfire crossbow.
You know, handyman, I don't remember raising a work order.
18.
And an 18 is enough to hit him. He looks a bit slimmer than when you last saw him. Less mechanical armor, but a lot more mechanical implements.
It's been a long time since I've actually hit with the crossbow. What dice is it?
It's a d6.
Oh. 6.
So the handyman appears and you fire a crossbow bolt into him, and he takes 6 damage. So the handyman is there alongside 4 drones, but because you did call for allies and they're supposed to help in some way, I'm going to take the drones out of combat. So Lady and Callisto will be dealing with them, while the handyman, seeing the 3 of you, turns his attention toward you. So Cleo's just gotten off her quickfire crossbow, and it is Tom's turn, as you can see the handyman beginning to advance on the 3 of you, standing on the edge of this platform.
So how far is he from us?
At this point, about 40 feet away.
I feel like those skewers were pretty good. I think this next skewer I have has
Where is this going?
It had fallen into some chili sauce.
Oh.
Like a bucket of big chili oil, so it's also covered in chili oil. Is that a thing that I've done?
You can totally pull that out. I'm going to roll to see if you'll have advantage or not.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll your tool die to see if it goes down.
You have your elemental whetstone as well, right?
Yeah, but I've got to do that and then...
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
can't do anything with it till the next turn.
Right.
Oh. That's a 1. Is that a 7?
No, it's a 7.
Oh, no, 7. Sick.
Cool. So yeah, that's fine. You still have it. Also, these attacks should be doing 1d10 because these weapons deal as much damage as your current tool die, which I forgot to say before.
Oh,
So that's good.
great.
And also, yes, he is not good at handling his spice, which is what I just rolled for.
that's right.
So you do have advantage on this attack roll.
He's white. I can say that because I'm white.
Wow.
Can't just call somebody white.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sick. That's 25.
Whoa!
Uh,
That's a spicy skewer.
That's a
Yeah,
spicy-
it is.
that's
a
not another crit,
spicy
is it?
skewer.
No.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool.
And then 4 of these bad boys?
Yeah, so that's
And
a
then
D10.
D10?
D10 plus 46 for sneak attack as you fire this spicy skewer that's just doused in chili oil.
Yeah,
With I like that it's just the same rubber band. You've just been firing off skewers this whole
Twang,
time.
twang, twang.
Where did that one go? Alright.
Nice.
So 12, 14, 20, is it? Yeah. 20.
Plus 3 from your dex.
Oh, yeah. 23.
23. Damn. Yeah, get a pretty hefty hit in. As
Take that, bish.
You managed to get this spicy skewer right in his mouth,
Yeah.
and he just crunches the skewer. Ha ha. Oh, hard. Oh,
And then does he guzzle some milk?
that's really spicy. As one of his arms just dispenses milk into his mouth.
And carries milk on it.
I said no chili. But yeah, so it's Cleo's turn.
I'm going to use Guiding Bolt.
Oh,
Gonna
what
use
is
a
this?
Spell.
You have a spell?
I am a spell user.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
17.
And that is enough to hit. It wouldn't have hit the previous handyman, but this guy is slightly less tough.
Yeah.
So that's 46 by base, and then what, you can cast 4th level spells? So
Yeah, I've got 66 radiant damage on my...
Yeah, that checks out, because it's 4 as a first level, and then an extra d6 for each level after first. Yep, 66.
So I've got...
And you get to add your charisma to it as well, because of your celestial warlockiness.
21.
Cool. Is that including your charisma?
Yes.
Cool. Tell me what this looks like, because I didn't think Cleo's cast this before.
Cleo fires her wand out. Okay, this is what it is. It's a big sign, and you can see it from any angle you're looking at. And it's like one of those circular traffic signs with red on the outside, white in the middle. It's just an arrow pointing towards,
what it's attacking.
Oh, you mean like a literal guiding
Like
bolt.
a literal guiding bolt. And it just hits it. And when it hits it, arrows just appear all around it, pointing.
So wait, does it come out of your wand?
It's an arrow. It goes.
And it's a physical object. It's not magic.
Yeah, it's an arrow. It's a sign. It's a literal
Is
sign.
it at least glowing or something?
Yes, it's a glowing sign.
Great.
Sure.
So
But
But it's not
traffic-
like magical glow. It's actually just got like some of that
that
the
builder's
glowing like
fluorescence, like the high-vis jackets. Like, okay.
So the summoning of this object is magical from your wand, but then yes, it's a fully physical object that is just flung at the handyman.
like
The
someone
radiant
checked
damage
the
is the
sign.
residual energy of this spell.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now there is just a traffic sign surrounding him and arrows just pointing at him.
Great.
The arrows are floating and magical.
Yeah.
And then yes, the next attack against him has advantage.
Wonderful.
And already you've done a lot of damage to him between your two turns, and it is Miriam's turn.
I'm going to run up to him and try and rip off an arm.
Oh, yeah, great. Go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Okay.
He is having a spice time, so roll with advantage.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he is. You're welcome.
I rolled a 1 and a 3, so it's a total of 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, you go to grab an arm, and the handyman just picks you up with his other arm, and now you are grappled.
Oh, boy. And then with my other attack,
Mhm.
I'm going to try and separate this arm from his body with my hammer.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead.
holding me up. Okay, cool.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Do I get advantage because he's glowing?
Yes, you do. You will have disadvantage for trying to remove the arm specifically, so that'll cancel out
Or
the
just to
guiding
be a
bolt.
single roll? Okay,
Mhm.
cool. 24.
That's gonna hit.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll damage. And yes, you incorporate the arm destruction as part of this attack.
Great. I'm going to use my Planar Warrior. Some extra damage in there. 14 points.
Cool.
Force damage.
He's now lost an arm, so I'm gonna get him to make one fewer attack on his turn.
Yeah.
As you destroy his left arm, as you can just see glowing green ichor just spurts out. You notice it as planar energy.
Ooh. I'm going to, if I can, and I realize he might get a swipe at me, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to use whatever movement speed I have left to run, if I have any, run back towards the terminal.
I think getting to him was like...
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
but you are still grappled by him as well.
True.
So that's also something to consider.
That's
As
true.
it's his turn, and his one arm that he had to attack you with is now gone because he's holding you. But he has other implements.
Oh, to be held.
And he's going to make 2 attacks instead of 3 against Miriam.
I'll take it.
And they are both going to hit. One of them only just hits you,
Oh, that's a relief.
but the other one very hits you if you have any way of mitigating an attack.
What sort of damage is it?
So the first attack that's going to hit you is going to be a saw. His mouth just opens up, and you see the discarded remains of the skill just fall out as a saw blade just emerges, and he's just going to just give you a little bit of a headbutt with his saw blade.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that can't do anything about that.
Can't do anything
Saw
about that.
proficiency. Saw proficiency.
So that's only going to be 10 damage. 10 slashing damage. And then for his other attack, he slams you into the ground. And could I get you to make me a dex save?
Is a total of... I rolled higher than that. A total of 8.
Cool. So he slams you into the ground, and you're unable to move away as he comes down with an electrified hammer arm. It's fewer dice than that. I just kept dropping them. Great. So it's going to be 6 bludgeoning damage and 8 lightning damage.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use my reaction and cast a new spell, Absorb Elements.
Ooh.
So I take some of the charge, and I only take half of the lightning damage, which was 8, was it?
Yep.
So I'll take 4 lightning and the other amount
6.
as well. 6, so 10 total. Ooh, I'm not looking great. I'm about halfway down.
Oh gosh.
Submit for repairs. And it's back to Tom's turn.
No.
Oh, and my warhammer starts to crackle with electricity.
Ooh. As yes, some of the force of his electrified blow goes into Miriam. And as Miriam recovers from this strike, Callisto and Lady begin fending off the drones. Lady pounces off the wall in her werebear form and destroys 2 of the drones with a swipe of her bare paws. And Callisto gets up and begins barraging the remaining drones with spectral fists. And it looks like they're holding their own against those drones as it's back to Tom's turn.
So, is he still got this blade thing in his mouth?
Yeah, it's probably still out. It's still spinning menacingly,
So,
standing over Miriam.
if someone were to knock that back into his mouth, would that potentially be problematic for him?
You think so, yeah.
Sick.
It's just like a very advanced Bop It game.
Slash it.
So I want to like throw like a meat tenderizer at his mouth because I feel like that'd have enough force to like
Yeah.
help knock it back in.
Is this just like, because you also just have a collection of knives. Is this just like a regular knife that you're owning, or that you own, or are you pulling out a tool?
Well, it's just like a. Well, I guess I could do a knife, but I was thinking more of like a meat tenderizer.
Oh yeah, but I think we can just say that you have it.
Okay.
Because Tom just has an array of different kinds of knives, so you don't have to roll for your tools.
All right.
Yeah, so yeah, you can totally do that. If you're attempting to knock it back into his mouth, I'll get you to roll with disadvantage. Because you're trying to do a specific cold shot, but you do have sneak attack because Miriam is threatening him.
Wait, does that mean that it just cancels it out then?
No, so you don't have advantage.
If you hit, you
but
get
if
the
you
extra
hit,
dice.
Right. Yeah. Understand.
so Tom brandishes a meat cleaver and prepares to throw it,
That would be a 11.
and then unfortunately he's going to miss. It flies over the handyman and would hit Callisto, but then they just pull up a spectral hand as part of their flurry, and it just knocks the cleaver to the ground next to them.
That was lucky.
And it's Cleo's turn.
How far away am I?
I don't think you moved from your spot, so it's probably about 40 feet.
And
Tom's,
movements is 30, right?
Yep, Tom's probably a little bit ahead of you, and Miriam is right in front of him.
Cool. So I want to move closer, but also in a way where they're not like directly. Miriam and Tom are not directly in my path. That makes sense? Because I imagine they've run from the same direction, so they would be standing.
Miriam would be right in front of the handyman, but you could get a clear shot without Miriam in the way, and you can move past Tom.
Cool. So I want to, I'll move in that direction. I'll do 2 Eldritch Blasts. Why not?
Cool.
Oh gosh, one 18, the other one 7.
So the 18 is going to hit. Would you like to activate your magical item, hitting with a cantrip? With a
yeah. I will regain my spell slot.
Hooray! So you get the spell slot back that you just spent.
Spell slot.
10.
Cool. Deal 10 damage to the handyman. He's looking a bit busted up, but he's still kicking. As your Escavian wand glows a bit brighter as you cast this Eldritch Blast, and you restore a spell slot. Do you do anything else?
Boo! I boo.
The handyman doesn't pay you any mind. His attention is purely fixed on Miriam, who's on the ground. His electrified hammer arm is still going, and Miriam is on the ground with her own electrified hammer. And it's your turn.
Cool. She's going to leap back to her feet, and she's going to have a couple of swings at him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First one is a 11.
And that is going to miss.
Damn it. Second attack is better. That is a 19.
And that hits.
All right. She's going to use her other ability as well, Planar Warrior.
Mhm.
So it's 2d8, and then another d6 for lightning damage. Nice. It's 16 points of damage total.
So what happens to him?
Okay, so I like one of those skill testers with a hammer thing. I heave the hammer up and I bop the saw blade down, and it cuts him down the middle.
Oof. Oh my gosh. So it's coming out of his mouth. So
right.
You gotta smash it down.
To achieve that, it's possible. It would just
Sure.
require a very specific angle.
Yeah. or like the blade at least cuts through him.
Yeah, I mean, I like because you're on the ground as well. So like, what if you're like you come up from below with like an upper swing, knocking it up,
Oh yes.
and then it's in position for you to bop it down.
Okay,
so
sure.
Fully cleaving him.
Yes.
Bop it. Smash it. Dice him.
That is what I do.
And yeah, you cleave him in two with his own saw blade. As he begins powering down, I will perhaps be back, and he just spurts green planar ichor everywhere. As it begins to fade and it turns into a deep purple, not unlike liquefied essence. So if your Rift Drive engine wasn't already at a full tank, you probably could refuel off of this guy, but it's probably going to go inert very soon.
Oh no, we have 3/4 of the tank
No, we.
because we had to get to the bone zone again.
Yeah, but you had a canister already.
Yes.
Oh, so we used the canister.
Yes.
Okay. Can we Oh no, we don't.
No,
have
the
canister on
canister's massive. Okay, well, this was my plan. I pick up the arm and then take it over to the terminal and try and swipe the no access off with his arm.
Sure. Callisto and Lady finish off their fight.
Oh, yes.
And
yes,
also
yes,
join you.
Sure. I
No,
probably wouldn't
we'll wait.
abandon that fight.
We'll wait, and we sit down.
And we just watch.
Oh
We
my
just
gosh,
watch.
it's very impressive.
Pull out some popcorn.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's like they're finishing off the fight, and it's just a couple drones. Looks like Callisto and Lady are having fun.
Okay, great.
They join you at the terminal. Okay, keep going.
You sure we could watch and stay?
No,
but if you-
this is fine. This is nothing compared to what we've been through.
Why is it taking you so long then?
Okay.
We're having fun. As you bring the handyman's arm to the terminal, and it comes up again saying lockdown protocol engaged, and then it says acknowledged, and the X disappears, and you have access to this terminal.
Cool. We press a button to get to the core. There's a core button, right? It just says go to the core. You can
So
defeat us here.
You are able to navigate through the interface and find a way to arrange transport through the tubes to take you to the core.
And I'd just like to paint a world of what I imagine this interface was. And I'd like everyone to cast their minds back to the original Jurassic Park movie where she has that hacking sequence where she's slowly moving through the park in like early 2000s 3D space or whatever it was. And that's what we're doing inside Repaira
Yes.
on the monitor.
You can just see you're joining tubes.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
You can see this whole network, and you're just creating a path.
Oh, yeah. It's like one of those weird pipe games.
Yeah. No,
We'll
it's,
link to that when this episode comes out. We can link to a pipe game that you can play on our page.
Maybe we can get sponsorship.
from Jurassic Park himself.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you assemble a path toward the core, you see the tubes across the platform begin to shift and arrange themselves, and then suddenly, the terminal turns red and begins sounding an alarm, and it says unauthorized users detected, and your alert is going to go up by 1. And you will remain in initiative as you see drones appear from beneath you.
Ew.
I can see your hole.
Great.
Like on the Star Warses.
Wasn't that a thrilling conclusion? Join us next time for another riveting installment of Dungeons and Drag Quiz! Dungeons and Drag Quiz is a production of Cleo and the Queens. For more information, head to thequeens.com.au. That's the kwqueens.com.au. The City of xan'moxie is written and run by the DM up in your DMs, Pete Distapan. The sultry voice of Cleo Fallcharges was none other than AJ Lamarck. Ranger Park Ranger Miriam Gargoyles was, of course, Jack Gorman. The terrific tones of Tomcat provided courtesy of Candace Gallimore. Titles, credits, and additional writing performed by the disembodied voice of Ryan James Pearson. And a special thanks to Danny Johnstone of D. Johnstone Music for the D&DQ theme song. follow D&DQ AU on Twitter and Facebook to stay up to date with the latest D&DQ news. That's all for now. Until next time, the city of xan'moxie bids you adieu.